The psychological shift of learning to accept losses in the market is quite crazy. I would say crazy because, unlike any other profession, if you are coming into the trading space or you are in the trading space, you understand how crazy it is for you to start understanding how to accept losses. Because from wherever niche you come from, if you do something, if you do something right, you expect to get a reward or get rewarded. But in the market, you can do everything right and still, you know, the market will take away something from you, take money away from you. So having that shift of, changing the perspective of losses into like maybe data in the market, I think is very, very much important. Because if you look at these particulars, lately I've been, let's say lately, this is my trading journal. So lately on gold, I've just been say losing, loss, break even, loss, a win, loss, break even, loss, break even. Like it's actually a crazy period for me in the market. But the funny thing is, still, I'm still able to make money because been able to make about two withdrawals, and one of them came from gold. One of the payouts came from gold. I think it's on this account, and I'm still expecting another payout from it, even in a very, tough February, March kind of thing. Because you need to, from my data here, you can see that literally I'm literally struggling in the market right now. Like when I mean like I'm struggling, like my edge is not in the in the best place right now. Whether my edge, whether my head, I don't know. I feel it's my edge because I've actually gone to test and I see that yeah, this is delivering. So even on my journal here, because I have two journals, so even on my other journal here, gold, it's been January started off nice, but because TP, then a lot of losses and just some sparse TPs in between. So this is contrary to the notion of the normal job system, or let's say you have a normal job, like I do have a normal job. You do your job right, you get paid. But the difference is here, I think that is the reason why this space is quite intense, quite difficult, and it takes a very, unique set of people to be able to cross the line of profitability. Granted, I can say I'm a profitable trader right now because I'm making payouts and stuff as compared to before. Like, and you need to understand that with this kind of trading condition, I'm able to perform still. Yes, I have some losses and in between, but I'm still able to perform. But imagine I have a good market condition. That means I'm really, really going to, capitalize on it. If you look at GJ, I have GJ like losses, one, two loss, a win, a loss, a win, a win, a win. See, like that's a decent market condition. But the one here is on gold is just been crazy. So at the moment, um, there was a situation here this morning where I saw this trade, but I wasn't really clear of where gold is moving to because on the higher time frame, actually, I have gold on the daily and the weekly being bullish. You can clearly see right here that gold is still bullish on the daily time frame based on how. Okay, let's go to this other chart. Based on how I draw my parameters, you know, higher high, lower high like the market. So we have a lower high here and we have a higher high here that, excuse me, has not been taken out. So everything in between is still bullish. On the 4 hour time frame, we have a lower high here and a higher high here that has not been taken out. This low has not been taken out. So all the bubbles here, I still see price, you know, being a buy market. But on the far, it's a seller's market. So even very, I think it was last week or this week, I wasn't very sure what happened there. I was buying gold here and I got stopped out. So these are the things with the market, when your losses now become data points, you're not able to transcend from, having to go through emotional pain when you take losses to now we're analyzing like, okay, what is this data telling me? Is there something I need to change? Is there, something I need to work on? Right here from the gold play last week, I was buying around here. I could show you the trade. If I go on the 4 hour time frame, my journal in the 4 hour time frame, I was buying gold last week. This is it. I got stopped out. So one situation like this happens, why, losses in the market are data points to me now, as opposed to when I first started trading, is like now I can literally say that, okay, yeah, maybe there's a change in direction. So you can see that from where I bought last week, which was, I was looking at this support level, this demand zone around here to buy above. From when I bought last week, price has really, really changed direction. So we might be heading into like a beautiful sell opportunity. And at the moment, I have this gap here in between this yellow box and this green box. This is about 82 pips, solid pips on gold. So why did I think about it like that? You know, this was a low that was created before we created this high, and there's still this gap in between to be filled to get to the buyers. I just see this particular point here as buyers are interacting in the market. This is where buyers felt this was decent enough to buy before. What price level are we talking about? This is about 48.78 on gold. So we may see people come back to buy from here. I might even be a part of the people buying. But at the moment, gold is really giving heavy sell vibes. So today, I saw a trade opportunity on London session, but I wasn't really clear. So some of the take homes today was really about saying the entry and executing, but it's not about. I'm not going to really beat myself up or push. I don't have the right term to use, but I don't want to really go deep on that because I actually, like, for my notes here, I said I didn't take this play because I was indecisive. Technically, the reason why I was indecisive is because I wasn't clear on what to do on gold. Because I have it on the high. Remember, I have it on the higher time frame buying, and the 4 hour is bearish. The 1 hour, we had a situation here where price literally just reached above this particular high here. So I felt we're a bit going to be bullish, looking at the fact that PPI was coming out today. Just a lot of things, just in my mind. These are a lot of things that come to mind when you are trying to build up a trade idea. It's not about just placing your parameters and just buying or selling. You really have to create reasons because everybody participating in the market have their reasons why they are selling. There are people that have their reasons why they're sold here. I could create a reason to sell here, but I wasn't really clear. So because I was telling a friend of mine that gold has been very in the bubble, very indecisive. Like we've been in this bubble, so I don't know what's going on. So finally, we have PPI, or PPI is not even out yet, but at least we have a breakout. So my friend was able to catch the breakout. I wasn't. So this is the situation we have. So basically, back to the point where I just had to build a story of technically what is going on right now in my trading. So to let you know that there's a point you get to in your trading where losses are not just losses anymore. They're not just losses that take money, because the game now is no more about, yes, we are trying to, the result of you being profitable, of you hitting TP, is money generated. But at the end of the day, is the skill. What is my data telling me? What are you able to learn from the data? If you come to my trading platform here, this is my trading machine generally. So this is data. This data is telling me something. What's it telling me? Over 120 trades I've executed. I've been bearish 48% of the time. I've been bullish, I've been bearish 48% of the time. I've been bullish 51% of the time. I sell more. I trade more on gold. These are like data points. These are things that helps you. I'm 47%, profitable over 120 trade. That's decent enough data. So these are the things that you put together to understand what is really going on with you in the market, and how you can improve your performance, see where you are. From this particular data here, I have like my prop trading position in an account. I've seen that literally I've been struggling on gold. Like I'm literally been struggling on gold. And since we have this breakout now, hopefully we start having decent price action. So you need to grow into the point where you start reframing your your losses to be data. There's something here. This is an idea. I'm picking this idea up from, oh, it's no more here anymore. I was picking up this idea from, just a second. Yeah, I was picking up this idea lately. It was and I'm onto the opinion that the psychological shift needed to accept losses without any emotional pain. We strip the ego from the execution by reframing every stop loss as data points rather than a personal failure. So instead of you thinking of, oh, I took this trade, I lost money, oh, I failed. No, you can think about it. Okay, yeah, what am I supposed to learn from this particular data? What is this particular trade telling me? One, are we changing direction? What's my performance been? Are we breaking out? These are a lot of things that you need to understand whilst you are taking losses or whilst you are trading, because at the end of the day, you are telling yourself a story on the market. Your story of the market is very, very much important. The story you tell determines whether you buy or sell, whether you are bearish or you're bullish. It's all about the story you tell yourself, because you are the one managing the engine. So your takeaway from this video should be, what is my data telling me? What is my losses telling me? What data am I gaining from this? What data am I really picking up from this particular period I am in the market? Yeah, that's all I have for this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.